The streets do not love you. So I want to talk about this today. I see a lot of people joining gangs and putting their trust in gangs and joining organizations and joining street gangs like the Bloods and the Crips and the GDs. And you see a lot of this gang culture in cities like Chicago, here in New York, LA, St. Louis, and many cities across America, even the world. And I just want to tell you guys, the streets do not love you. No matter how close you are with your homies, no matter how close you are with the girls, the guys, the streets do not love you. You oftentimes you see a lot of kids join gangs because they want to be part of they want to be part of something. They want to be part of a crew. They want to have people they think to back them up. They want to gain respect. They want to have friends. But those people in the gangs, they're not going to back you up. They're not your real friends. Oftentimes, listen, we see this all the time. When it comes down to gangs, there's only two ways that it ends. It ends in death or prison. You're either going in the grave or you're going to be standing in front of a judge facing 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And is it worth it? You're throwing your whole freedom away to join something that don't really mean nothing in the end. Gangs, you guys do not own your territory. You don't own your block. You don't own your neighborhood, your project. It belongs to the government. So tell me, what is the purpose you fighting with each other, fighting other gangs, oftentimes who just like you, who come from the same neighbor as you, and you're fighting over streets that you guys don't even own? The government could come anytime and take your block, take your neighborhood, take your project away from you. They could demolish it. They could send a gang injunction and arrest all of you guys at the same time. So what's the point? When it comes to gangs, you guys, they're not even unified half the time. You see a lot of these gangs, you guys have a lot of times fight with more with each other than you do with their rivals. So does it really make sense? It don't make sense. The streets do not love you. Oftentimes those same people you call your homies and your pals. So when you guys all get arrested and they're in the interrogation room, they're gonna rat you out because they trying to save themselves. They're not thinking about the gang. They're not thinking about loyalty. They trying to save themselves so they don't have to end up facing 50, 60, and 70 years in prison. The in gangs, they all looking out for themselves. Guess what? When you're locked up, yeah, your boys, they might make music about you, putting your name in music, saying free so and so. But the moment after a few months, they're not gonna be worried about you. They're gonna stop calling you. They're gonna stop visiting you. They're gonna stop talking about you. They're gonna move on with their lives while you're stuck in prison. If you make even that far. Cause oftentimes, many people are in gangs, you guys don't even live a long life. You end up dying at a young age. And the scary thing about gangs is when you die, when you come from that lifestyle and you die in that lifestyle, you're gonna end up facing God in the end. And be honest, you think God's gonna let you into heaven when you live the lifestyle of a gang member? Let's talk about what gangs do. Robbings, killings, shooting ops, shooting rivals, carjackings, home invasions. You really think that's the lifestyle that God wants you to live? You really think that God's gonna let you into heaven after you live that type of lifestyle? After you try to rob innocent people, shoot, cause damage and mayhem to your own neighborhood? It's not gonna end good for you. You will be cast into a lake of fire. You see so many of these cities where you have a lot of gang members like Chicago and LA. A lot of them end up dying at 16, 17, 18. They end up dying young. Half them don't even live to be even 20. Most of the time, they end up dying as teenagers. So you end up cutting your life short and you end up leaving your family in depressed and sad because now they don't even have their son and their daughter with them no more. And even in gangs, you guys will put a lot of trust in these females. A lot of these females, they'll sell you guys out, especially if they get arrested with you in that interrogation room. They in it for themselves. While you're dead or locked up, they'll go with the new man. They go with the new person. They ain't fully loyal to you. They ain't no gang loyal to you. The only person who could be loyal to is Jesus. If you follow in Jesus, he'll be loyal to you. If you do his will, if you obey him, he'll be loyal to you. You follow the kingdom of heaven, they'll be loyal to you. God is a loyal God. He's a fair God. He's a just God. If you continue to follow him, seek him, and obey him, he'll always be with you. He'll always make a way out of no way. But gangs, they're gonna leave you stranded. They don't care about you and they're in it for themselves. And the sad thing is, you see so many of these adults, even the grown men in gangs, talk about 30, 40, and 50. You should be schooling the young generation on how to be better, how not to live the type of life you live, how to learn from your mistakes. But a lot of times, a lot of you older guys try to encourage the younger guys and the younger girls to go down the same route as you, and that's not right. You're supposed to be trying to encourage the young generation to do better. A lot of these older people, they know better themselves. And you see, Being a gang member is not worth it in the end. You have to always look over your shoulder for the rest of your life. You see how even as I'm making this video, I could look at you guys with full eye contact. If you're a gang member, you can't be doing this. The moment you go outside, you gotta be doing this, looking over your shoulder. Every 10 seconds, a car passing by. You can't even get to enjoy life because you're always afraid that there's going to be someone coming after you, that the rival is going to end up finding out your location and coming after you. Is that the type of way to live? Well, guess what? You could have done a lot with your life. You could have went on vacation. You could have went out, met people, got God, done something productive, started your own business. You could have done a lot with your life, but look, you end up joining something that don't really mean nothing. You end up joining something that's going to cost you your life in the end, cost you your eternal salvation. Because let's not forget, if you die in wickedness, yes, again, remember, you're going to commit wickedness. And the chance of you never going to jail or dying is very small. The only people usually make it out while those options happen to them are people who get out early and they get out quick. But if you plan on being there for a life, you're going to definitely face prison at some point. You're going to definitely face jail at some point. You're going to definitely face you're gonna definitely face death at some point. Cause eventually the rivals are gonna spot you one day with whoever gang you're beefing with, and they're gonna come and you already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna come and shoot you. Now, is it really worth it? Especially with a lot of you young males, you especially for coming from the black community. A lot of young men from black community, Spanish community. A lot of you guys like to join gangs and you guys want to be part of something, but you guys are being part of something that's gonna cost you everything in the end. Cost you your eternity, your freedom, and cost you everything that you think your parents put you on this earth for you to join a gang. They did not. Our people, especially our former leaders like Martin Luther King and them, even God was the one who freed us from slavery. They put us here so we can enjoy life, so we can do something productive with our lives, so we can serve God. You can enjoy life, make friends, make money the legal way. What's the point of you being in a gang? You gotta make illegal money, such as dealing drugs, and you gotta always be looking out for the cops and rivals. That's not no type of way to live. You can't even get to sit down and enjoy your money. You always gotta be looking over your shoulder. Every time you walk outside, you gotta be looking around to see if anybody coming after you. And you see, you could take that energy and go do something nice. Instead of taking that energy to hustle for a gang, you could take it and hustle for a job, for a business, for a kingdom of heaven. That same hustling skills you guys have, you guys could do great things with it. I know a lot of gang members, a lot of you guys like to hustle. You can do many things. A lot of you guys can be future entrepreneurs. I know a lot of you guys are smart. A lot of you guys have knowledge. A lot of you guys have wisdom. You guys could do something productive with your life. Instead of being a gang, going to jail 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Being sentenced to prison for 50 years. And think about when you in prison, you guys sit there and you can't even have no real peace in prison, because you could get jumped, beat up, somebody could shank you, you even get no real freedom to yourself, because oftentimes you gotta share a cell with the non-man. And a lot of you guys, you guys don't want that. Especially if you guys want to probably have a wife, somebody could speak to. Now, if you guys are straight, you guys don't want to be sharing no cell with no man. That's not no way to go. You gotta be sharing there using the bathroom for nah, man. The prison ain't the life to be. That ain't no place to be. You gotta be listening to nah, man, give you orders and tell you to do this and do that. Tell you to get up at this time. You gotta go in the yard. You gotta eat at this time. They serve you this nasty food in jail. That is not no way to live. That's disgusting. You gotta be sitting there using the bathroom for nah, man, in an unclean cell where there's probably rats and roaches and it's cold, and a lot of times you guys don't even have blankets. Think of all the rappers you guys have seen over the years who were gang affiliated, like King Von and FBG Duck and Julio Folio. They did not live long lives. They did not even live to be 30. They died in their 20s. Now tell me, dying in your 20s, is that a blessing? It's not no blessing. You died young. You didn't even make it to 30. Dying young is not God's will. You're supposed to live a long, prosperous life. That's the will of God. You're supposed to enjoy life, serve God. That's the will of God. Not you joining a gang and dying and not even making it to be 25. And think about it. No matter what, no matter how tough you are, there's always someone tougher. A lot of the time, you guys join gangs, you want to be tough, and guess what? You end up running into someone tougher in prison. You end up running into someone tougher in the streets. A lot of times, you guys like to bully civilians, and be careful who you bully, because you have a lot of civilians, especially in certain states down south where there's concealed carry. And a lot of you guys in the Bible states, you're gonna reap what you sow. So you end up thinking you robbing someone, getting away with it, and you don't even know who that person is that you're robbing. You can be robbing a police officer, undercover police officer and not even know it. So always take heed to the choice that you guys are making, because you see the stuff that's happening in this world. You see a lot of wars are coming, plagues are coming, famine is coming. A lot of people can't even find a job. A lot of times they're getting harder. Ain't no time to be joining no gang. So it's to put that energy towards God, put that energy towards starting your own business. Do something productive for yourself. Do something meaningful, something that grant your community peace, something that be productive for your community where all of you guys can share it and bask in. Not something that's going to destroy you, your community, and your family. And the scary part is, a lot of you guys, even if you end up in prison or you end up dead, a lot of times those same rival gang members will come after your family members and your friends, because if they can't get to you, for example, if you're in prison, they can't get to you, they'll go after your family. Or if you really did them something so wrong, they'll go after your family and friends even if you're dead. So you're putting your own loved ones' lives in danger. Is that worth it? That's not fair. Cause imagine if you were one of a gang. If you imagine if your relative was a gang member, you had nothing to do with that life. Would you want someone coming after you due to what for example, your cousin did? No, because that would not be fair to you. So if for you guys who are gang members, why would you put yourself in that position? And a lot of you guys like to associate with a lot of these girls. A lot of these girls would be the main ones standing a lot of you guys up. And we say time on the news. In that lifestyle, the only two ways out is death or prison. There's no way out. So I don't know why if you guys still want to join that lifestyle, knowing that that's the only two options. That's how it's gonna end for you. Either you're gonna be facing probably a life sentence or a death in the grave. So be honest. You guys, you don't want to be stuck in no prison with no man, smelling out men for 50 and 60 years. Can't even enjoy the sunlight. You can't even go outside and walk down your block. You're stuck in a cell probably for 23 hours a day. Is that the lifestyle to go? You're stuck in the grave. And the sad thing is, you guys who die in that lifestyle, you're going to end up in a lake of fire forever. Behind what? Behind what? Is it worth it? No. So seek Jesus and go after the kingdom of heaven. Go after everything. You don't have to. You could do legal means to make money. Start your own business, as I said, and get a job. That's the best thing to do. Because guess what? You're making money the legal way and the hard way. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder, worrying about someone trying to seek retaliation because of something you did in the streets. So direct that energy and that hustle towards something productive, something that will benefit you, yourself, your family, and your friends, and your community. And I just wanted to give you guys this message. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless.